All right. Hey, everybody. DayTraderRockStar here. Small little update. Market radar video going into the last day of the week, Thursday. Holiday session, holiday week. We have Good Friday. On Friday, markets will be closed. And the market here pretty much on kind of a holding pattern for the last week. It just hasn't really done anything. I'm taking this as not an issue at all. Not an issue. And I have a feeling this market's waiting to take out the highs again. It's just that there is some geopolitical events in front of us, plus a lighter volume week and a holiday, And there was some issues. We had the Syrian missile crisis, missile attack, or the cruise missile attack on Syria. Now potential fleet going over to North Korea. So there is a little nervousness out there, but not much. Not much that we're really seeing any big moves in the market. And this has got to the market's just waiting on things getting cleared up. I had a feeling that starting next week we should see that move back into this bigger pattern. You can see a small trend line underneath us. We're hugging it. Maybe we move down. You know what? I'm not even going to say we move down tomorrow. Tomorrow is that last day of the week. I saw a tweet out from Jeffrey Hirsch, our guy at Stock Trader Almanac, talking about the percentages tomorrow. Tomorrow is bullish. The day before Good Friday is a very bullish day in the markets, and the trading day after Good Friday is negative. And again, that's just one day out of the year. But we could see the 60-minute time frame has been just chopping around. Hasn't been rotating really. There's a small little coil to the downside, a series of lower highs, and there's underlying channel, and this typically rotates up and out. There hasn't been any significant divergences like we had on the 27th that give us a beautiful. We could still get that, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. But I'm actually taking position for a move. So I've recently gotten back into the SPY calls. Those trade alerts go out to the members of Day Trading Radio, but I'm in some SPY calls that expire tomorrow, and I'm going to go out 30 days. I like the ones going out 30 days the best. It gives us enough time to get just a nice little move back up. But I am long at this point going into tomorrow. I am long. Now, we are holding stocks, but the stocks are not really doing much this week. And it's better to hold stocks at this point than the options, because the options would just be decaying on us. So I'm okay with everything right now, and expecting the market to move higher from here. Now, if there's any type of news that comes out of this weekend, there's supposed to be some kind of Korean holiday, and at this point, North Korea has typically shown uses of force and shot off some missiles. So that's why one of our carrier strike forces are heading over there, and I guess that's going to be the big question. If there is any missile launches over the weekend while we're sitting outside the doorstep, if we're going to shoot those down, and what that's going to cost to the market. So there is there is an event overhanging us. We'll see if that happens. China is also playing a part in this. And they're telling North Korea, hey, you better cool it off, or else we're going to do something too. So looks like North Korea here is kind of the one who's getting the pressure by both China, United States, and of course South Korea also. It'll be interesting to see if it plays out as a non-event, or does he launch a missile and in the face of Chinese threats and U.S. military presence. If he does, well, then we could actually see this market drop. And that's you can't predict it with this guy, You can't predict it with the North Korean leader. But you could guess, And I think the guess is a good shot that, eventually after the weekend, we get through this holiday, this market's going to start heading back up. So there's a few stocks we want to show you that popped up on my radar. I just did a scan of 103 stocks, visually scanning through each one of these. We had some great divergences that we could see that played out in recent, but there's nothing really popping up on the screen. That makes a lot of sense because the market's really choppy and flat. There's nothing really standing out there. The PRGO was the best bet for this week. And you know what? It's actually, that's the hourly. It's not the worst case scenario. We've got that follow through pop, and then it pulled back a couple days with that 60-minute rotation. 60-minute rotated now. 60-minute, you can see the 60-minute time frame is starting to push back up, and we are slowly moving back up. We're right up against that trend line. The daily, again, just kind of consolidating here. Love to see this thing follow through. This is not an easy trade to trade because this stock has a serious case of stock rot going into 2 years of just downward trending. So when you try to pick a bottom in something like this, it's not the best thing. We're looking at this as a possible divergence back down here. So we got a little run, but it doesn't, this is a candle today. We'll see if that lower trend line holds. If it doesn't, probably going to get rid of it. Not going to try to capture a bottom on a divergence. But it was a close divergence. I wanted to take a small position in this. And that still plays out, still playing out. ADP. Oh, no, APD, excuse me. I always do that different. APD, Air Products and Chemicals. Secondary best bet. And again, this was a channel, called stochastic channel breakout, little move. Not much going on today. Again, look at the chart over the last, 10 days. The market has been going sideways. It has not been doing anything, especially this week. Nothing going on. So we're just waiting for something to go on with the market. Hard to predict these. So a couple of interesting ones. I took a short position in stamps.com. I've been talking about it since here, and I just didn't pull the trigger last week, and then it already came down almost 20 points where I wanted to take a short. But I'm going to take a long-term short in this. A very small amount of shares, but something to. I think we're going to go under $100. I think we probably end up getting down to that $90 range. It is a short. Could go higher. It could squeeze higher. But stamps.com, look at how high this thing was, 130. And closed on pretty close to the lows. Volume picking up. Definitely like this one going down. I'm waiting until Trump talks about the post office. We'll see this thing drop like a carrier pigeon shot down. Let's see. So stamps, kind of a new position. Ingersoll Rand, IR. This was a great divergence. I wanted to point this one out. This was a nice lower low and a higher low. Very easy. This is textbook. This is a very nice chart. A good look at it. A definite low and a higher low above that 20 line. Lots of the divergences we've been digging out have been very close to not giving us that angle. That see this angle underneath where it connects the low to the higher low. Well, you could be down here, or you could be up here with that angle. And this one's a good angle. It's like it's not quite 45 degrees, but it is a nice. You want to see that. You want to see that steeper angle on the stochastics. Plus, there's like a little reversal candle. Not in this or anything, but just want to show you a good example. We happen to see that combination. A nice reversal candle, lower low, a turn back up on the stochastics, and a clear divergence near the highs. Well, that's what we want. We want to get these type of moves where we have the biggest moves in the shortest amount of time. Now, we don't like this sideways crap, but definitely a directional move up here, a series of higher highs and higher lows, all about that. And that's what we're stalking. Now, we're actually possibly seeing this in the Russell. Now, the Russell recently gave us that divergence. Just back down here. You can see that low and that higher low. And we started moving back up, and then we lost it and chopped and lost it and chopped. And now it's gotten real sloppy. It's real sloppy. So, once you cross over and start heading back down, it's, that whole process of getting that divergence and getting the full rotation is your key. And we didn't get that full rotation. We kind of failed there. So we had to, consider that a failed divergence, even though it did get a nice little move up off of the divergence. Just didn't complete itself. Merck has that possible divergence setting up. Very possible divergence setting up here on Merck. Decent enough candle engulfing pattern. Volume is pretty good. And you can see we're starting to hold above that 20 line. Now it's down on the 14.3. It's just touching that 20 line. We are getting a mathematical divergence, but we'd like to see that space. You know, I'd like to see that a better feeling of a divergence here. Let's see if we can actually see any back here. There was one back here, right here. You can see it all the way back here. Downward channel, low, the higher low. And a move up here. Again, 5 to 7 day move after a divergence. That's what we're looking to trade. Don't look at the big picture and say, oh, that one went down. No, we're looking at that divergence and that start of a new trend. And this is very close to showing us that. So I have it on the focus list to watch tomorrow. No position in that one. There is 2 stocks I want to use as a special segment of this video. And I'll say, all right, you want a couple long-term swing trades? I got a cheap one for you. If you want to put some money to work, lock it, buy some shares, put it away, come back. I think you have a winner here. Now, of course, Verizon's giving us that divergence setup. I like that. We mentioned that gap down gave us the divergence, and it's starting to move back up just like a divergence would. So that's no problem there. But this one I've used to talk about a lot. And Panasonic Corporation. Panasonic. The old television company, but they also are teamed up with Tesla doing the batteries. I guess they still do other things, electronics and stuff. Loving the, and I like this back here. I like this base. It's slowly climbing out, slowly moving higher. I just expect this to continue to move higher. So I just wanted to throw that out, saying, hey, cheap stock, interesting, setup here. They are partnered with Tesla in their battery unit. And the trend has been up. The trend has been up. It's slowly been moving higher. It's not an exciting stock, but it's consolidating above the 20-period moving average. It's embedded here. It actually looks quite good. It looks like it wants to pop through 1157. Who knows where this one ends up. Recent highs, recent 2-year highs is back here at $14, massive 3 points away. So it's not a big mover, but there could be, the trend is your friend right now on this. So always a favorite of mine. I don't have a position in that. And that's going to be it. It's going to be a fast little video just to kind of get us ready for tomorrow. Again, we'll be on the air tomorrow all day long covering these markets. Not much going on today. Just to look back at today's markets, you can see that some of the stocks are in pretty much chopping sideways. Slight downward bias on some of them, but here we had the market, the overnight trade. We traded higher at 3 o'clock European markets open, then we dropped down. We had a couple interesting channels, kind of a double bottom pop. Look at this divergence up here. This really pointed out the highs here on that bounce. 2 o'clock divergence was a perfect one. And you got that nice move down off of that. Then on kind of a little pattern playing out, and this is where we ended off. Markets are back open here. Overnight trade is on, and we're not doing much. We're should be slightly positive, it looks like. Well, we're flat, down half a point. All right. So that's it. Going into tomorrow, it's a slow week. I wish we could see some really good trending stuff going on here, but it's a slow week in the market here trying to get through some of these news items. I think we're going to see some movement tomorrow. It's going to be light volume. The bias is to the upside, but anything can happen, especially with light volume. I'm watching the Sienna again. We've traded this one before off of this pattern. It's come back enough that I'm very interested in this lower trend line. I didn't expect to get back down to this lower trend line, so I'm going to mark that one down on the list also, CIEN. And what else we have? Joe didn't do much. I think that's it. That's good for now. We're going to see you in the morning, so I'll catch you then live on Day Trading Radio.